Got ourselves together Team 2 together with G-Funk or that Survival Hunter. We got ourselves Harambe as a Demonology with Machiavelli, and I heard that somebody said Machiavelli is running the tier set for his rogue, so might be a rogue with a tier set. Skillsy over on the Arms Warrior. We got ourselves Speedful on the sub rogue with Gaming Pancake going to be first up as a 2-hand Frost DK. I don't think he's running the new tier set, but also the tier set for the Frost DK hasn't got changed. It still gives you what, Remorseless Winter crit right now, but that's getting changed to be a little bit better with like the procs of Obliterates. Knight over on that team on a Survival Hunter. We got Super Duper as a Boomy sitting in cat form. Got us a Silent on a BM Hunter as well as Archie. Going for that good old BFA. Said, IBF out for Gaming Pancake really early. As Harambe gets out of full Tyrant up and running. That's going to be massive damage. Gaming Flesh Cut. It's going to get broken through. Worst up onto all those pets. Mortical, but Harambe is still getting stunned up by Remorseless Winter and the pets as well. Gaming Pancake might to go for an AMS to try to deal with all these onslaught of pets. The Tyrant's actually doing so much damage. Just blasting spells into his back. Passing those Demon Bolts into the back of the good old DK here. Drain live, but looks like Harambe is not getting much healing. I think he's just trying to maybe get interrupted on Drain. Going for a bunch of Demon Bolts back-to-back. Gaming might be in trouble. Stunned by the pet. That's going to be his goal during the fight. Could sacrifice the goal for health. Is going to go to do that immediately. Drain life out of Harambe again. Could get interrupted. But Gaming is just not going to go interrupting that Shadow spell just yet. I think Harambe is trying to go for as much gas as possible. Or maybe Harambe is just trying to maintain his health as best as he can. Mordok, it's going to be a Lichborn all for Gaming. Trying to see if he can generate a little bit of runic power to convert those runes into death calls to heal himself. Going to be the stun onto the pet. Cannot, gets a second stun onto Harambe at the last second. But Gaming got no health whatsoever. Trying to use whatever damage he's got in order to get whatever death strikes he can get. Shadow Bolts are just flying at him. Harambe not doing that much damage with Shadow Bolts, but he's just going to keep pounding Gaming with those bolts, and that's going to be Hand of Gul'dans crashing down onto the Death Knight. Trying to do the very best he could, but that's a rough one, especially after that Tyrant was just wailing on his back with those Zoom Bolts. Gonna be a Soul Shape out of that rune for the Harambe. At least Soul Shaping still rooted, but was at least able to escape the freeze, the Solar Beam. Harambe going for that interrupt onto Super Duper as he goes in for a Convoke. Is gonna get a lot of rains, a lot of Starfalls on all these pets. I was gonna say, look like Starfall's being even more aggressive, but I think it's only because of all the Sims. Tyrant getting some mad damage with Super Duper is gonna activate a Frenzy Regeneration to try to give him a little bit more healing. Maybe we'll give him a little bit more survivability here throughout the duel, as Harambe is going to port around the corner, hits him with a Mortal Call, but looks like going to back up out of there for a second. Super is in a bit of a tight spot, going for regrowths whenever he can. Notice whenever he's out of Boomy form, the shoulders, those are the monk shoulders. A lot of us were wondering, like, are the monk shoulders going to like stand up straight, like the little lace things on them, little lanyard things? I don't even know what you call it. Sash? The sash, like the hanging sash. It's almost like they have a reverse gravity to them. They stand up instead of like fall down. It's kind of cool. Harambe catching up on a little bit of healing while we were checking out the Mog for the Druid. As the Druid is looking to back up a little bit. Stunned by the... Actually, not even stunned. Going to be aboard with an intro, but Harambe is going to chain his stun right afterwards. As Super Duper taking a bit of damage. It's going to be that Soul Rot rotting him down. As Harambe just trying to stay ahead of the Druid. Trying to run exactly where Super is gonna go, but the Druid got all the mobility. There's no way a Warlock is catching up to him. The only way Super is actually gonna be stopped is if Harambe just running out of Super, and the Super just stops in place and goes to fight Harambe. That's the only time Harambe is even gonna be able to hit him. Super trying to get some damage in. Gonna be that Fury of Elune with a Fear by Harambe. Locks down Super in place for a second. It's gonna be a Tyrant with one single stun. That's even a Mortal Call to combo. Maybe a second stun right after. Super trying to see if he can get out of there. Silence on Harambe. The Tyrant is continuing to blast him. Harambe looking for the Soul Shape, but he's still rooted in place. At least not sitting in a Solar Beam. And it's going to go for a port, actually able to break the rune, but Super already caught up on so much healing. As soon as he gets behind the pillar, he goes for full recovery. So for Harambe, it's going to be really down to using gateways and ports to try to keep the pressure onto Super. Or at least maybe waiting until higher dampening, where the healing is going to be a little bit difficult to pick up. Incarnation on Super, maybe it sticks around, reflect out of Harambe. Maybe Super can still go for a big Convoke. It didn't burn a Convoke there. So you can still go for a Convoke, Fury of Elune, big damage on Harambe. It is to find a way to CC the pet and silence Harambe, which he could totally do. It does still have burst available. Mortal Call getting sent at by Harambe. Try to go for the hand with a full wall. Try to get a full charred up heroic super. Get a hit with a stun. Soul Rod to follow. Does he have a second stunner after? Maybe more to call? Maybe some kind of slow? Super try to go for a lot of healing. Going to be another root as the silence comes out super low. And Harambe trying to see if he can find him. Pets are gonna get hit with a thrash. Also the rogue I think got hit with a thrash as well. Stun onto super, getting kind of low. Does he recover from this? Demon Bolt still flying? Is this where he goes down? Is this where Druid finally goes down at 71% dampener? Maybe potentially imps. Oh, the imps at the end do finish him off. Man, that was a long one. There it is, boys. We just had to wait until 17 minutes of the duel. 73% dampener. The guy just didn't want to die. I think Blizzard might have to take a second look at Boomkin healing heading into patch 9.2. I think we're getting so much critical amount of versatility, like 40% verse a baseline, that Druids might be pretty impossible to kill. They might have the most amount of defensives and the most amount of healing heading into this. So that might have to be adjusted going forward. But are he going to be up next versus Harambe? Harambe burning off the Reflect really early. Double pour just to get away from Arhi, so he can get himself a better position. The Earth Elemental joins in, has at least something to drain life off of, but 77% dampening. Yeah, the healing you're going to get is going to be very limited. Arhi also needs a lot of Maelstrom. Looks like Harambe, if he just pulls the pets away from Arhi, doesn't give him any Maelstrom unless he's fighting Arhi, then he might be in a better position. Arhi just getting procs, just banking up procs and Maelstrom, and then just trying to focus down on the Wrathguard, get whatever damage he can, try to door shadows to catch up to Harambe. And he could be an immediate slow, but a Harambe. Arhi can remove the slow by dispelling himself. He also has sprint to remove slows. He also can just decurse himself. Or by Harambe, as he sees Arhi commit wall as well. Sky Fury, big early blast. It does do a bit of damage. The wolves are going to be the nipping of the toes of Harambe, trying to land inside his pets. Try to cut him as best he can. Reflect up. Arhi cannot interrupt it while Reflect is up. The Tyrant does get to join the fight. Arhi tried to drop down the stun totem next to the Warlock, but looks like Arhi is just going to kite out the pets as best he can. Harambe in the chase, hits him with a slow, gets more Demon Doggers in there. Arhi getting interrupted on nature. No Maelstrom that he can use. The Tyrant is definitely going to despawn here in just a moment. Arhi could be under a lot of pressure. Stunned by the Warlock. Soul Rod is up onto the Shaman. Arhi needs a lot of healing. Needs that Maelstrom. 83% dampen. Not going to give him a lot of healing. Those casts of healing surges is not want to be seen, because when you have to cast them, they don't do that bonus healing. It looks like Harambe whittled down Arhi with just those pets. This is the consequences of going the game into this high dampening. 90-minute game, 85% dampening, no more healing that you can expect. Knight is going to be up next, sending in his pets at Harambe. Oh, rather sending his spider. Is that a demon spider? That thing looks wicked. That thing looks good. Oh my god. I have a fear of spiders IRL, so seeing that thing scutter at him, especially as it has those like claws on his like feet. I know it's not feet. I know it's like it's an arachnid. I don't really know, like mandibus. I want to call them feet, but he has those like spikes on his feet, dude. That thing looks scary. Knight just messing around with the pet of Harambe, going for that intro up with the axe toss onto the flesh cup. Knight having to focus down on the pet a little bit. Harambe trying to get some more pets over with G-Funk, or rather with Knight, since Knight's hanging out with those pets. Going for the feign death, but the pets are still around. Tar Trap is down. Knight is going to have to somehow reconnect with Harambe, at least start putting some dots up, because Harambe is just sending more pets at Knight over and over. He does get his pet to taunt the pets of Harambe from time to time. He does get the Felguard CC'd with the taunts. So if anything, the Felguard is continuing to attack the wrong target, which is exactly perfect for Knight, but not really great for Harambe himself. Quick camo. Harambe might have to pick up the eye. His pet is CC, try to go for a health funnel. And Knight, it looks like he's going to be caught out of camo. I don't even really know what got him out, but someone did. Dropping down the big death shock from Harambe with a full wall, because he knows he can't really get any healing. He better pop defenses early. Stunner to Knight. Hand to go dance. I think the pets will do work, and the Tyrant slaps him out of the park with Cylon as the last one left over for Team 1. With another stun, taking that momentum of Tyrant into Cylon. Cylon with the feign death for a second. The pet does get disrupted. The Tyrant still trying to get one more cast in. Does shoot with Demon Bolt at the back of Cylon. Harambe sending out all the pets, trying to kite the pets of Cylon while trying to keep his pets aggressive with the Hunter. Demon Doggos as well as the Felguard are trying to reach Cylon. It's going to be pet versus pet playstyle. Stun to Cylon, no way out. Maybe he can get a turtle shell last second. Does get a turtle shell. No dots by Harambe. And Harambe's getting low on health. He actually could be in big trouble. Maybe kill shot. Oh, Cylon is the last second. Just jumps, goes for that kill shot, gets that crit. No health left, dies. I'm not sure what he died to. I think he had a heart attack. My goodness, Harambe with a 1v5, but the longest duel of PTR. That druid did not want to die at all, boys. Did not want to die at all. Yeah, that was a rough one, man. That was a rough one. I'm hoping Blizzard takes a second look at Boomies heading into the 9.2, because they might have maybe a little bit too much healing going forward.